thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
Hello everyone, my name is Josh, aka The Biscuit Eater, and I want to welcome you all to a special playthrough on my stream tonight. Not playing what we normally would, but because of certain things that happened in my life recently, wasn't in the mood for shenanigans and tomfoolery and other stuff that would make me giggle and laugh out loud and scream because I have COVID. There it is. For those who do not follow me, caught it recently. I'm about on day 9 right now since the symptoms started, and so just trying to do something a little bit lower key today. So that's what we're doing. That being said, if you are new to the series, because of course this is the first episode, so obviously you are, there will be a link down below to the playlist on the YouTube side of things. As well, of course, if you're watching live on stream, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for putting up with what is going to be an interesting night, as I am obviously clearly a bit more subdued and my voice is a little more raw than normal. But I appreciate having folks here to talk to and interact with while I play these games, to use the various channel fun stuff that we have over in the chat side of things. All that is appreciated. Of course, if you're just here to sit back and watch and listen, know that I appreciate you too. My lurkers are just as much a part of my family as those who are active in the chat. You're still appreciated, you're still welcome. If you would like to join us live, you can do so every Monday and Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/The Biscuit Eater until I change that. As well, you're probably going to notice if we're not on the first episode that I'm using the same exact intro and outro for each one of these episodes. That's just to spare my voice a little bit more, and I appreciate you sticking around. So this is about the time where we should be fading into the second or third or however many episodes. Next one is rough. Okay. I will try to steel myself.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Pardon me for a moment. I'm preparing myself just in case. Oh no. Baby room. Oh no. Divorce contract. Sam.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Don't tell me baby's mad.
Back time's over, Gregory. It's time to... on, sweetie.
Hello?
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish you could do this. Love, Sam.
Ooh. Yeah. Thanks, Kat. I mean, I don't have children of my own. I've never had children, but that is a legit. Oh, that's just.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet. A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Oh, this is okay. This game is just beautiful,
I
and
tried to talk him out of it.
I was staying up
though
late.
He'd never met her.
I'm finishing this
We
game
don't
tonight.
need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Okay. What am I missing? Cat? Any idea what I'm missing here? Okay, there you go. There are the
When the
missing
time
letters.
for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oh, I can guess what's gonna happen next.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
He's out in the rain in the middle of a rainstorm. Middle of a.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Race flag, break this by time duties. Yeah, baby.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
You should not be doing this as a pregnant woman. Oh man, that's an old model computer.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Where do I go? Where do I go now? Oh, just out the window? Oh, meaning the window in the loft?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Excuse me.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, this whole unwillingness to...
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
So unhealthy to just lock things up. And I mean, there is a metaphor there on top of a metaphor on top of a metaphor.
But it didn't last.
Yeah. Concerning is one word for it, for sure. Observation, question, research, hypothesis, experiment, data conclusion.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Painting a door. I'm sure that's a clue to something.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
There is a link. Another game the publisher made. Okay. So here's the doorway. So we need to find that doorway next.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Thank you for the warning, Cap. Assuming I go upstairs next. Find out how her mom died. I'm assuming it's the next one.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
That's how we get in. Okay, we can't go any further up from here, so.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dawn Finch.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, this is just weird.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
He's gonna cut his hand off.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
The imagery.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of her electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who's never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
What is happening here?
Including the wise Calicule who'd insisted on inviting me.
That I'd never heard of until now. Oh, there's the wise calico. Okay.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
I don't like where this is going.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Oh. Yeah, that's not a guillotine.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I've missed a couple here. Dawn, Edie, Kay. Yet no, I was not prepared for these feels tonight either, Cosmic Moonwolf, but at the same time, it's a lot easier for me to deal with right now than something that would have me screaming and yelling and giggling. So it was the right choice, but oh boy! Excuse me, my apologies.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
I haven't missed anybody, okay.
I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
To teach to learn. 7 ways to create a fulfilling classroom.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our lives.
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Okay, we now know about this other entrance, so we didn't know about beforehand. We still don't know where the key is.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories! I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
Yeah, and this is where a tidal wave
I've
comes
seen
in.
that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Excuse me.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine!
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
What was the rest of the story? We're never going to find out what happened to Milton. Wow. Yeah, that's feels for you there. We'll let this play out. I think my relative silence throughout this is pretty much a testament to what I think of this. This was a lot heavier than I was expecting tonight, but I kind of got an idea that would be. And of course, I'm a sucker for the feels, so I'm all over the place at the moment. I mean, obviously you've watched me through, but it is like Captain said, it's a tough story, but it's a good one. I want to know more. I mean, what happened to Milton? What was the rest of Edith's story? Of course, in real life, you don't get that closure. Sometimes someone just does up and disappear. sometimes the story remains half finished and you never get to see the completion of it. Wow. Breaking the cycle, obsessing over the stories. Yeah, I guess that does have a point to it. Is trying to break the obsession cycle. Yeah. But still, man. Well, I hope those of you who stuck around and watched tonight, I hope you enjoyed. This was, I do think this is the right choice with my issues going on here. This is the right choice for tonight. And I'm really glad I did this. I don't know why I put it off for so long. I wanted to play it for a long time, but I never got around to it. Now, you mentioned there are other games, Cap. The storytelling style felt very similar to the oh, now I can't remember the name of the one, the girl who comes home and finds out about her sister being missing. I can't remember the name of it. Has Gone Home. Okay, same publisher. Okay, makes sense. Which is why I would have purchased it, especially after having played Gone Home. Annapurna. I hope you folks enjoyed, and if I made you cry, good. If I made you sniffle, good. And this definitely reminds you, not only one, take care of the people around you, love the people around you, reach out to the people around you. And just remember, talk to people. Make sure your story gets out. So, I don't think I missed anyone. Kay is... Sanjay was her husband. Sven was her husband. Kay was with... Walt? No, who is Kay with? I don't remember the mention of Kay. But... yeah. I think this is a good point to go ahead and quit. So we're going to switch on over to with Sam, Dawn's mom. Right, okay. We are going to switch over here, and we're going to go ahead and end things out for the night, or well, at least for this part of the recording. As well, as I mentioned before, with the opening, this is going to be used for all the episodes of this particular playthrough because I wanted to do it all the way through, and I actually managed to make it all the way through without any breaks. Thank you very much, folks, for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure that you help me out by clicking the like button on this video, commenting on the video, and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure you click that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos come up on the channel. I do try to post new videos to the channel every single day of the week, so it's a great way to catch up on some of the previous streams. We've done some of the one-shots like this one here, although, of course, obviously, this will probably be about 3 episodes on the YouTube side of things. As well as some of the stuff that we're doing offline as well. You can also find links down in the doobly-doo to all my various social media channels where you can talk to me and let me know what you think of what I'm doing here. Suggestions for video games you'd like to see me do, both on the YouTube channel as well as here on stream. And just actually talk to me. I enjoy interacting with those of you. I also make sure, note that on Twitter currently I'm asking new questions every single day for just ideas of what you guys think. So I've slacked a little bit because of the COVID, but they'll be back up and running pretty soon here. But with that all said, thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. And as always, until I see you next time, game on, lovelies.